Hey guys, welcome back to the stream on SuperRacoonAnime, and I'm back. It's been a while since the last one, and we're doing it for the English voice actor Naya Naya Mukai. Say hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. How's it going, everybody? My name's Kevin D Thelwell. As we just heard, I play Naoya Mukai in Girlfriend seasons 1 and 2. I also do a lot of stuff, like a voice in Beast Tamer. I play the lead Rain Shroud. I play the lead in The Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World, Ray White, Iceblade Sorcerer himself. I also play Haruto Zenfis in Am I Actually the Strongest as well, on top of other things like Shinsuke Kida in Haikyuu, Julian Loki in Blue Lock, and Zeus in One Piece.
Yeah, Zeus. Like, wow. Wow, that is crazy that you're one of the voices of Zeus. But we're talking about Girlfriend seasons 1 and 2. And yeah. So let's see what's the first question we got. First question: can you tell us about your journey into voice acting and how you landed the role of Naoya?
Ooh, okay. Well, the Naoya part's gonna be a really short one on there, so we'll answer that first half of that. But
Mhm.
yeah, my journey into voice acting, I don't know, I didn't have a theater background. I just did like music band for like most of my life, middle school and high school, and then I got into college, continued doing band, and realized that I wasn't really having fun anymore with it. Just the nature of professional music and the communities and whatnot down in Miami. I just wasn't vibing with it anymore. It wasn't working for me. And I decided to try to find something new. I was playing around on YouTube a lot, uploading little fun parody videos with my friends and whatnot. And I saw that a YouTuber that I really enjoyed their content for was making an animation. And they wrote a book and they were trying to get it animated, and they had
Mhm.
open auditions from their community to try to voice in it. So I'm like, oh well, I really like this YouTuber, really like their work, and really like their book too. So I'm gonna go ahead and audition to be a character in that. And that project didn't actually end up coming to fruition, but when I auditioned for it, I actually did end up landing a contract on that show. And I saw that everybody else who actually got cast in it was professional voice actors. So we had like Kira Buckland and Alejandro Saab and a bunch of other like really big people who were in that. And after that, I'm like, oh shoot, that was my first audition ever, and I actually like landed something. Like, maybe I should look into a voice acting. So I thought about it because I didn't really ever want to do theater because I'm a massive introvert. So I don't want to be perceived by too many people at one time. So I decided to go to voice acting because then I can still have fun while still like having some kind of barrier around me to make me feel more comfy. And I also just really like, video games and anime of the like too. So I'm like, might as well do something that I already enjoy anyway. So I took classes in college for theater, voice for the stage. I ended up getting a lot of advice from actor professionals, took workshops, took classes. I had the interesting part of my best friend in high school, still to this day, my best friend, now he's my roommate. But my boy, his name is Julian, his cousin was actually a big voice actor. His cousin is Alejandro Saab. So when I first started out, I like felt really nervous about it. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to make him feel like I'm copying his family member and all that. So I gotta hide the fact that I started voice acting from him. And I lasted about 2 months until he found out. And the second he found out, he's like, "What? You started acting? Well, get over here. I'm gonna go ahead and call my cousin right now, three-way call him, and he's gonna give you all the advice you need." And I'm just like, no. And then he did it. He got me in a call. I got a bunch of advice about like moving to Texas and all that jazz because Alejandro used to live in Miami too. In fact, we went to our high school as well. So this is by the point where he's already living in Texas, and I, got the ropes about what I would need to do to kind of make a career in anime and stuff like that, and took the advice to heart. And I started working on it, and eventually moved over here. Took a lot of workshops, ended up like catching the eye of some directors, and ended up getting called in to do my first anime role, which was like extras in Ace Attorney season 2 and Fairy Tale and stuff like that. So that was a good old time. And Naoya per se was just a studio. Well, the first season 1 of Girlfriend was done at Studio Nano, and we had already had a relationship. I've worked a lot with Nano doing extras, Walla work, and a lot of their shows. We did a lot of dubbing back during the pandemic, and it sounds super simple, but like I just got an email from Michelle, which is the owner of Studio Nano, and she's like, "Hey, I got this role, girlfriend. Do you want it?" And like as a warning, though, this show is very, not super PG all the time, and I'm just like, bro, I've already seen season 1 entirely like a year ago. Yes, I want to be. This show's fun. So I
Oh my
jumped
god.
on it. So it's one of the roles that I actually didn't actually audition for. It was just based on like my previous work history with Nano that I was offered, a role, stuff like that. So that was, the value part's super simple, but I could go on and on about like the things I've done to get up in the industry and voice acting and to like make my, voice be heard in places. Things I'm still doing right now just to elevate myself higher and higher as much as I can go. So yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's really crazy. Yeah, I really it's just one thing led to another. Yeah, I understand that because some things that you just really enjoy, but sometimes you might lose the grip on it. Like you just like it's like you're playing a video game, but sometimes you just get really tired of it. Like just you just keep doing the same thing, but you lost touch with it. And I guess now that you've been like doing a project that you just got in addition to, but it didn't come to fruition. But suddenly you just got the eyes and attention of other people that seem interested in you, and so many things have happened, like how you just managed to get to this role. Like so many things that have happened, and it's really hard to really comprehend of how you just get to this becoming a voice actor, and for you to just go through so much like so much going on in your mind, like this is what happened. And yeah, I was really paying attention, but I can't believe that there's a lot in order for you to get to as a voice actor. And also your portrayal as Mokai Naya is really really ridiculous, but it's a good way ridiculous. How I think about the character of Naya, you really really portrayed him well. You play as like say how do you say he's a goofball, like thinking this might work
Yeah.
out, like bro, come on, come on.
Goofball, himbo, all that stuff.
Yeah, so it's really crazy to just to really see about the role, what he's been into, and yeah, the role you just took. It's really really fun. It's really amazing how you really portray much of the emotions, like especially you just deliver them so well, and it doesn't sound over exaggerated, but sometimes that one line when he said, let's see, in season 2, almost close to the season finale in season 2,
Yeah.
is when you said, "You're naked, girl." Like what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, in season 1, so we had a Peter Hawkinson, directing season 1, and he's, like, a vet to Funimation, old school, like, I remember we were directing when we were, recording season 1 of Girlfriend, he said, "Oh, yeah, I remember when I first started working at Funimation in 1996," and I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's the year I was born," and he's like, oh god," like, it's been that long, huh?" And I'm like, "Oops, sorry." But he always told me stories about like in old school dubs for like goofy shows like old like stuff like Diamond Dollar and stuff. I think in that
Mm.
show, they were like, hey, anytime there's like a flap that doesn't fit, like they're one word off, they just add in like a dude if it's a girl talking to a boy, or a girl if it's a if it's a boy talking to a girl. And in Girlfriend, that's became our thing. We're like, we're one flap off from making that line fit the flaps perfectly. All right, just add a slap a girl into that. Once per episode, we're slapping a girl into that if we need it.
Yeah,
So when season
yeah.
2 happened, you started continued doing that when Crunchyroll took over the dub.
Oh my god, yeah, I understand that. Like sometimes they have to make like a lot of changes because sometimes they can't like there were originals from the original translation, but sometimes you guys, well, so in the dubbing company, they sometimes have to really add in extras, just mixing them up, the lip syncing. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand that. Like, oh my god, like no reason. Like, why did he say that? Like, what? Who says it? Oh yeah, okay, I understand. But I still, who says that? Oh yeah, this guy.
He
This
says
guy
it. Yeah,
says.
now he says it. I always find it really fun doing because like look at the comments on the old clips for Girlfriend, and they can very much tell like when I say girl, you hear the GIRL on girl, but when I yell it as now, it becomes GURL, girl. Like you hear it coming out, so it really changes the vibe. It's for like one word. It's really funny. So yeah,
Oh my
good
god.
time. I really
Oh my
loved
god.
Girlfriend. I watched it as it was airing in the subs before like I'd even knew there was a dub happening for it like a year or two in advance, and then like
Yeah.
the author like mangaka Hiroyuki, I've like read like and watched seen like a lot of his shows. Like he also did stuff like The Comic Artist and His Assistants, Aho Girl, and just all of his work. Are just super funny, super fun to watch. And Girlfriend was the same and I'm just so glad that I got to like be a part of any of his works. It's really great.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. Yeah. That's really interesting.
Do you share any
Oh,
characteristics with
there you
Naoya?
are.
That's a good question. I feel like I can understand where Naoya's coming from. Like he wants to just be a people pleaser, wants to make sure everyone is happy, and I very much identify with that on it. Uh, he's just now he's so dumb, dude. But it's just like
Yeah,
we all
how are
get
you
him.
like how are you supposed to fix through the situation? You just
Yeah,
like
it's like, what do we do?
you just can't decide. You can't decide. You can't decide.
Yeah,
So he has to pick both.
exactly. I identify especially in like season 2 when like Naya was working throughout the night and like helping out everybody in the house and just not sleeping, getting like 2 to 4 hours of sleep. I'm just like, that's super relatable because I did the same thing. Some nights I'm like, all right, 2 to 3 hours of sleep. All right, gotta go act or direct for 8 hours a day. Then gotta go do another job. Then I gotta go help a friend. Then I gotta go talk with another friend through a thing up until 3 in the morning. Then gotta wake up in 2 hours and then gotta do that. So I was living that life for a while. Thankfully, I am making more time for myself starting next week. But well, not next week, the week after next week. I'm bad at this, but I'm getting better. But yeah, it's something I work on. So yeah, now he is pretty self-sacrificing, and I feel like I'm kind of like that in a way too, where I need to learn how to say no more. I am a little too much of wanting to be a people pleaser. So that's definitely
Yeah, yeah.
something that I share with Nalia.
Yeah, okay. That's something you share with now, yeah. Yeah. What yeah, so I do kind of relate to the character of Naya because sometimes I do like do stupid things that I thought would be the right decision, but sometimes I don't really think about it. It's just some things that I just can't really think about. It just kicks in. You just your conscience just kicks in. That's something you just do. And
Yeah,
sometimes you didn't really think
impulse.
about the consequences. The consequences could just be non-existent, but sometimes we just can't really pop it into our heads. What are the consequences? It's just sometimes for him, I guess he managed to just not make it consequential, but sometimes it's kind of really hard for him to just not make it a little bit like, is this wrong or not wrong? Like it's trying to make sure that this will work out, but sometimes it's really hard to understand like what they really need because sometimes Saki is just like just like getting much more in touch with her boyfriend, and sometimes like he just he just can't like he has much more. It's just he's a much more better person than that. He doesn't want to take advantage of that, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's really hard to really go through that situation. Like, is this bad or is why he just doesn't know what to do in this situation. He just doesn't know. Bunny costume, how can you handle the consequence?
Yeah. Oh man, the cosplay episodes were just really fun.
Yeah, and
Uh,
oh my god, like the voice actor for Saki just
uh,
really took that role and killed it.
Brittany,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Brittany steals the
yeah,
show. They're so
yeah.
good.
Oh yeah, yeah. So actually, I think I have my own personal question.
Yeah.
How do you feel with working with these voice actors that are the female leads that are part of the story that is with Mukai and Naya? How do you feel about those voice actors, and how do you really interact with them? Like I say, like how do you really communicate with each other?
Well, as with dubbing, we don't really communicate with each other, in the booth or while we're acting because we're all recording separately on different time slots, days, and all that. So I don't think I ever
Mhm,
like Girlfriend season one was recorded entirely in this booth, while season two was recorded at the studios over at Crunchyroll. And I
mhm,
think the entirety of me recording all of season two of that show, I don't think I bumped into any of the other actors. Now,
mhm,
but just how I feel about it, I'm still blown away because everybody in the dub is just so great, so phenomenal. Like Brittany is a really good friend, and she's one of my mentors and coaches in acting before I even got into anime in the first place. So having my
mhm,
first lead be playing opposite to her is just like blows my mind. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe this actually happened. This is so great. Like basically a dream come true. It was really fun time, and I learned a lot in season one, as an actor, just hearing all of Brittany's options, hearing like the improv that she does. Like when you see like toward halfway through the middle of the show, you'll hear now you start saying more things that are more out of pocket because you're like, oh wait, I can do that. Hold on, let me try something here. And season two, I was definitely more comfortable. Problem with Naoya is that since Naoya isn't very smart, there aren't many opportunities for him to say something out of pocket because I want to keep things still to the original
mhm,
intent of what the subtitles in the Japanese was saying, but still add every now and again a little bit of, goofiness that Naoya would in character be able to do that in English.
mhm,
But it's a fine line where Saki's screaming all the time. She has so many opportunities to say more crazy stuff, and Brittany takes all of them and nails all of them. But like not every character can have that every episode. That's really great.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, it's really great. Yeah, and how you just just bring in much more of what you just bring in. Like it's really yeah, I understand that because how you're supposed to do out of pocket stuff when the original is just doing much out of pocket stuff. Like, oh, which one should I bring out of my pocket? Oh no, it's
Yeah.
empty. I need to keep digging more. Yeah, like it's just like the author is just like really digging the pockets. Well, actually, I think it's one of the chapters, but in the anime, I guess it shows that more out of pockets in the original. But for you, you're running so much, you getting like dust bunnies in your pockets. Like you're just really digging
Yeah.
in there to bring in the
It's like
dubbing. But sometimes, yeah,
I want to make
sometimes
sure
it
I'm not
just
changing too much.
yeah, sometimes you don't want to change it too much because the original is making you have the out of pockets. It's like lending you a piece of candy for you to use that out of pocket, something like
Yeah.
that.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
fun stuff
Uh,
I was able to do.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Which scene or episode from Girlfriend has been your favorite to record and why?
Ooh, my favorite to record and why? Man, I'd say it's gotta be like one of the scenes that like we were just talking like that. I was able to just improv and stuff like that. So if we're talking about all of Girlfriend, that's gotta be hard. I'd say like one of my favorite lines was, in season 1 where Naoya was r f basically fighting, Milika's dad, about, like, him deleting her
Oh
YouTube channel, and he's, like, describing all the things about it, and I changed a part of a line on there because it still fit the labs, so he's, like, saying I was like, "Oh, and, her editing, her commitment to her audience, her this, her that." He's talking about her YouTube channel, and, in the subtitles, he's like, "Your daughter, in all words, is a professional," and then, like, we changed the line. They let me change it where it's like, her editing, her attention, her craft, her blah blah blah. It's like you don't understand. Your daughter is creating thirst traps on a pro level, and it's like,
yeah.
and
Dude, he's
it's just
putting
one
in
of
more
those lines
detail.
like that's a real up out of pocket line, but it's exactly what he's saying. She's making that's what she's doing. It's
Was that
verbatim
was
what's
that
happening. Yeah.
was that the first take? Like, was that the first take? Because there's no way you could just like say all that without laughing. There's no way.
I feel like it might not. It definitely wasn't the first take. 'Cause the first take was more as written. That I'm like, hey, Peter, can I try something? and I and we came to do that. So it might have been like the second or third take. I know one of them that was like the first take was in that same season where they're trying to convince Naoya that like girls who have big boobs are like more horny than girls who don't have big boobs. And he's like, and he immediately is like, really? Holy crap. And then he goes to Nagisa. He's like, I am so sorry you have to go through this. It must be agonizing. Like he's going all that. And then I'm like, hey, let me try something here. Like, what? It must be agonizing being so down bad. And like, because we did the line as originally as written, but Maddie Morris, who plays Nagisa, she made like a like a sound that was just so funny. It didn't warrant what Naoya said to have a reaction that was so funny and so big. So I'm like, I need Naoya to say something crazier to match the sound that she's making. So I changed it to be down bad, and it fits so well. It's like one of the funniest
Oh
things
wow.
that Naoya has in both seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really fun time that saw in the show because
Yeah,
holy shit, like I can't even deal with this. Like, what the hell? What is going on? Who says?
it's
Oh yeah,
so
this
good.
guy. It's this guy.
It's that Naoya
Yeah,
is him. Naoya is that dude.
he's that dude. Who's that
He's
dude?
that dude.
Oh my god. Oh. Have you ever read the manga of Girlfriend? Or at least originally. Hold on. Let me look it up. Let me look it up.
Yeah, I've read
I think.
all of it.
Mhm. I
Yeah,
think
see,
the
I've seen the
original.
ending of the show in the manga, so I know what happens at the end. I'm just waiting to see if they animate it.
I think it's called Kono for short. I think it is. But
Yeah,
yeah.
Kanojo mo
Uh,
Kanojo.
Kanojo.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So you read the manga. So tell me, which is your favorite panel, like in the manga?
my favorite panel of the manga, man. That's ooh, that is a tough one. I think one of the funniest panels out of context, and like I have a whole folder on my phone of screenshots of when I'm reading it because I read it on my phone on like the Kindle, and I'm going through. I'm like, oh, that's a really funny
Oh.
screenshot. And so my probably one of my first panels that come to my mind that's really funny is in a thing that hasn't happened yet. So I won't describe the scene entirely because maybe it might get animated. But there's just a scene out of context where Naoya is screaming to the heavens, like, "When I get older, I'm gonna become a politician, so that way a man can have as many wives as he wants. I'm gonna legalize it."
What?
Yes. And he's saying with
So
his whole chest, screaming to the heavens.
he's trying to figure the value of beyond two timing.
He is trying to yeah, he's trying to change the laws so it is legal for him to have more than one wife. He's trying to make it happen.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Mhm. That's one of the
Oh
best
my god.
ones. Also,
Oh
his
my god.
parents, now his mom and dad, when they come in the manga, they're the best characters. So funny. They're not around a lot, but when they are around, it's the funniest thing ever. So
Oh
yeah,
my god. They're like icing on the cake kind of thing, you know? Just actually
yeah,
little sprinkles because they haven't been involved much, right? They're just sprinkles that
yeah.
bring the cake.
I was sad they weren't in season 2 because technically, like, we got to the point that they should have appeared, but they skipped them just to save time and get to the plot. So I hope if we get a
Mm.
season 3, they go back and actually like have scenes with mom and dad because they're both really funny.
Yeah, because if they just include him in the series finale, I would be disappointed.
Something. I mean, as long as they squeeze in those jokes from the manga somehow, I'll be happy. I don't care if they got to flashback it or something. Like
Yeah,
they can figure it
like
out.
just one appearance, just like one appearance before the series finale, like way before the
Yeah.
series finale. Just let them at least involve. Like I don't care if it's like a drama or something in an eye catch or something or in the opening. I do not care. Just at least involve them in that.
Yeah, we hear about them and well we hear
Yeah, like
whispers about them.
parents can just. There's no way that parents could just There's no way that parents could be like making the kids all alone, right? Oh wait, that's Japan, right? Is that true? Like they
Hey
go to
man,
high school with other
yeah.
parents.
Everyone works overseas. No one actually works in Japan.
Okay. Anyway, let's see. What's the most awkward line and favorite line to say as your character in the booth?
Ah, the most awkward line to say in the booth. That is a tough one. I think, like, when I was first starting off, like, episode 1, one of the most I got used to it really fast, but, like, just when I was getting into it, episode 1 where Naoya is basically, like, talking about how he has a threesome with Minase and Saki like on the table. He's thought about it, but he's like, no, we gotta wait. We gotta plan things before we do a threesome. So he's like, for now, threesomes are off the table, and they have that kettle sensor that comes on for it. So I think almost every time I had to say threesome, that was like, I'm like, oh god. But after the first couple times, I got used to it.
Was
Yeah,
that
they
the
censored it.
original?
They censored it.
They said
So in the sub, it's threesome, but in the dub, he doesn't say threesome. He says cluster, and then it cuts off. So cluster F word. So
so. That it's
uh,
so censored.
it's censored. Yeah, they self censor it in the show with a little kettle. Like he says cluster, and then you hear a kettle go, and then he are off the table. And they do that. It's a running gag in the show, like in the subs. He says threesomes like several times throughout the show, and every time the word threesome is about to be said, it usually gets cut off. I think he said it once without it being cut off. I think in season 2, maybe I can't remember, but most of the time it gets cut off comedically. So that's probably one
Uh,
of the more awkward lines. I would say. And then I guess anything else awkward would just be like when he has to very vividly describe the bodies of the girls in details because he has to compliment them. And I'm just like, this isn't it now, yeah, but okay, here we go. Yeah. It's gonna get worse if season 3 happens.
Like in a good way or in a
Yeah.
seducing way or something like that. Because I don't
Yes.
know. Because if you talk about
Yes way.
weird,
Yeah, both ways.
yeah, yeah, but
Yeah. And
yeah, yeah,
favorite line too. Again, like we
yeah.
had the it's down bad or thirst traps on there. Um I also really liked in season 2 where there's the scene where he's looking for Saki and he's like piggybacking Shino on his back, who's who hurt herself, and he finds a little girl and like piggybacks her to help her find her friends. And there's later in that scene when we're recording that and the script said Saki was interrogating him. He's like, oh, why do I smell other girls on you? What are you doing? And in the script, the subtitles were saying like, oh well, I was with those girls for particular reasons, and she hits him. But then when we were recording that, I was recording with the assistant director. It was Sarah Ragsdale at the time, who she plays as Shizuka in 100 Girlfriends. But she was directing me during that scene because the main director, Jonathan Rigg, was out. And instead of saying what was on the page, I put, those girls were writing me for reasons I can't say. And then he gets a hit. And Sarah's like, wait, you can't say that? That's gonna make it worse. And I'm like, that's the point. Now you're stupid. He's being honest. They were writing him technically, and it's gonna make Saki hit him. She's like, no. And then Rig, when Jonathan came back from his little break, he was looking at it, and Jonathan's like, that's gold. Put it in the show. Put that take on top. And I'm like, yes, I won.
Oh my god.
So that one was really
Oh
funny.
yeah. Wow. Yeah, and I think there is one of the favorite lines in the show is like when Nai says this. One of my favorite line deliveries I think I remembered in your take as Naya is when you said, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna be a good boy."
Oh, yeah. That one was said from the soul. That
Yeah, and
also was one of the
yeah.
favorites.
Okay, and here's a random question. Let me see. It's kind of like with the song that says the tequila song. You just have to wait for your cue to just bring in your like the song.
Uh-huh.
You heard a song with the yet where you hear the song playing and you're waiting for
Yeah.
the lyric and it's just tequila. Like you remember that? You know that song?
Yeah, tequila. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have a random question. Were you waiting for Mukai to wake up the whole time and see the scene when it was your cue? Like you're just waiting for it to happen. Like you just like you were just like he was just lying there, and when it was your cue, like were you actually staying there, like actually watching the scene and waiting for your turn to just bring your cue to just when it's your time to just say something or make a noise?
So for like every cue that we have like a 3 like beep system where it goes beep beep and then it gets silent and then we like
Mhm,
go in. So that's kind of like what we do. We'll watch the scene in Japanese through just to see like where we're supposed to be talking, and then we'll
mhm.
rewatch it and we'll replay it, excuse me, in English, and then I'll come in and put my lines. So beep beep. Oh my god, beep 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 beep, and all that, and that's kind of
Yeah,
what
yeah,
what
something
I'll be
like that.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like yeah, like I watched that scene. I was like, huh, what is Kevin doing? Like I already seen how like how it works with the your cues with the timer, but still, imagine like, I wonder if Kevin's just like standing there the whole time and just waiting for his cue for a long timer because there's no
Oh
way that.
no. We skip through. We don't just play the whole episode going through. We when we're done with his lines, we jump immediately to the next time he needs to talk to the next scene and all that.
I meant like with the scene where he's just like passed out or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, we just skip to when he's making sounds again.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
would have been really crazy. Like, I imagine you put, hey, is it okay that I watch this scene and I pretend that I might be falling? I'm really passed out, but then I wake up at that time, like something like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get you.
but it was just a thing in my mind of what you've been doing and working on. So
Yeah.
it was just a funny thing. Yeah,
Gotcha, gotcha. There's a lot of scenes where
yeah.
now he's just snoring throughout other people talking, so it happens too.
All right, let's see. Next question. What has been your positive experience with Girlfriend series and its fandom?
I mean, the fandom has been super duper nice and like complimentary about the dub and stuff like that. So I'm really happy that people do like it. Like while it was airing, I would like peek on the Reddit for like anime dubs or like the girlfriend subreddit too. And it makes me
Mhm.
really happy that like a show that I really love a lot, that I just enjoy so much, that my fellow fans on the show speak highly of the dub. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, yeah, girlfriend is one of the best dubs because of its comedy and stuff like that." I'm just like, I'm glad that we're making something that people like. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's been a really good experience.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad that people are understanding that they don't need to assume that subs are just the main pinnacle point of just voice acting gold. It doesn't need to be always something like that. Like sometimes dubs do really bring in their own thing. They just don't try to top it. They just bring in their own take, and sometimes it's really hard to replicate it. But they don't want to. They just want to replicate it in their own way. And sometimes there are passionate directors that that really want you to really to give it your best of what you portray this character, and they really did, and they give you a fun time. And knowing that the fandom really appreciates this dub is something I'm really glad, because I feel like the dub has so much a lot of fun, even though there's some quirky things they have, like oh, like you said, bet, like what the
Oh, yeah, when I put "bet" in there, yeah. I said "bet,"
oh
and then
my
the director he was at the time, he was like, "Bet? What does that mean?" I'm just like, "Oh, well."
that's
I'm like, "That's
your
explain
version.
bet."
That's like your version of another.
Yeah.
Of course, another. Yeah.
And of course, yeah, exactly, bet. So there's like one line where and I think the script said like yeah or yes or yup, and I'm like, that doesn't really feel correct on these flaps because he goes bop in like a really big quote. So I'm just like, you know what, bet, and it fit, and I believe we kept it in there, so that works pretty well. I'm glad I can just add a little bit of like extra flavor to Nalia without changing Nalia as a character, still having it be Nalia, be recognizable as Nalia, nothing too out of pocket, but still have him say
Mhm,
stupid things that only the dub did. Yeah.
mhm,
That was my
mhm,
goal anytime I did any line that wasn't actually on the script. I'm like, how do I keep this as true to Nalia as possible while still having as much fun with extra stuff as possible?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just really bring in such a fun take on how you really portray with the character of Naya, especially with the other cast, because I felt like you guys really did have fun.
Yeah, it was hella fun, hella fun. I was worried too when I was first getting cast for Nalia. I'm like, man, I don't know, is my voice like too high pitched to be Nalia and stuff like that? And I was so worried about if it was gonna be good enough. But then it came out and people liked it, so I was so happy.
Yeah. Right. Like what I understand with much of the scheduling and as with the how they do the production of Girlfriend. I remember that I checked in the information. What took so long for season two is that they're doing like a 2 year thing. So I guess in 2021 they bring in the first season, and then to 2023 they did the second. So I'm guessing we might get the show in next year. It's a possibility, depending
Ah,
how, yeah, depending
I,
if that's what's going.
I heard a rumor that season 3 would have been announced, but I didn't see that post, which would have teased it myself. So I'm just here saying it, but it would be really nice if season 3 could come out next year. Well, we'll see. Season 3 might be the last season, maybe, depending on how much they do. Not sure if they'd really give another season if there's enough content really to have a fourth season. That they might just like condense everything into like 12 or 24 episodes or something like that. It'd be cool if we got 24 episodes,
Mhm.
but probably just 12, 13, and just left it at that.
Yeah,
But fingers
yeah,
crossed.
but
I have no idea. I found out that season 2 was happening like I think the last episode or the last couple episodes of me recording season 1 was when they announced season 2 was happening. I'm like, "Oh my god, wow, back to back."
wow,
Almost back to back, but yeah.
wow, wow, what impeccable timing in that then.
Yeah,
Wow.
literally. I was in a session for Naoya in this booth when I got a message saying, "Hey, season 2," and I'm like, "Season 2, let's go." Yeah.
Yeah, you really are excited with the show and how you really portray Naya, and you wanted more. Boom, you got your wish.
Yeah, no, and while I was waiting for Naoya, I was busy with my own stuff because the week that I ended recording Naoya is when I started recording Beast Tamer, and then the time that I was ending Beast Tamer, I started recording Ice Blade. So I was kept busy for quite a long time. The wait for Naoya for season 2 was not that long. Mm.
Yeah, I really understand. Yeah, you really had a fun time.
Yeah, it was a good time. Real nice one.
Yeah. Let's see what's the next. Huh. What if you could create a story arc for your character in Girlfriend, what would it be centered around? Hmm.
I think an interesting version of girlfriend would be instead I mean, it's the whole plot, but I wanted to see, like, what if we reversed the roles a bit? Like, instead of
Reverse the
Saki
roles.
being the first girlfriend, they swapped it, and then, like, Minase was there first, or, like, Rika was there first, or, like, Shino was there first. How different would the story be if it wasn't
Yeah.
in that particular order? I think that would be interesting if you wanna still keep the same core plot of it, but just swap out the order, because I feel like a lot of stuff happened in the plot happened in that way just because of the natures of who was already there. Because Saki's smarter than Naoya, but she's kind of just as crazy as Naoya. That's why they work together. And Minase is just as crazy as Naoya, but like in a whole different way. Like they're all
Mm,
like on the same spectrum, but in different ways. There's always one straight man in the room, and everybody else is like
mm,
passing around the dum dum bucket.
yeah.
So yeah. So that's a story arc that I think would be interesting to see. If like they did a timeline swap and swapped around characters and whatnot. And honestly, they could just keep doing the story. Like an arc would be to see like how Naoya takes care of the stuff like after high school. If he juggles the four girlfriends with an actual day job, does he become the politician to, make, polygamy legal in Japan, all that stuff. What happens? Like there's so much more you could do. I still like the way the story ended, but if they wanted to continue it, they definitely could. There's options.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that. Yeah, because like really thinking about it, it just really does bring in a lingering question, like how would it really work out, like if their roles are just like reversed? Like Takizaki is the first girlfriend, but what if we just have to replace it with someone else? Like, how would it just play out the same, or will it turn out to just be, then it would just be collapsed? Like this whole relationship thing is not working out. It just depends on how it just like if a different character is just like fits in the play, but turns out to be different on how you know these characters go through in the journeys, and just seeing how it's presented differently. It's gonna be really kind of crazy to think about it. Like
Yeah.
then they won't be, yeah. It's just thinking about like changing the roles and what you take on it. It's really interesting. It's really a really interesting take about that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's nothing crazy or universally scale, but just changing the roles. That's it. Just changing the roles.
Yeah.
Just not something that big. Just like what if like one of these roles have been reversed? It just really an interesting take. Like different possibilities. Like are they gonna go to the same place, same location, or will it be a different place and different location? It just brings in much more of where this would lead to in a different direction. Like if their roles
Exactly.
were reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like we're just not gonna do a like. I wonder if they're gonna make a cinematic universe. GG. GGCU or something like a Marvel Cinematic Universe with the multiverse, like splitting into branches.
The
Oh
isekai
man!
quartet of harem anime.
Oh my god! All right, let's see the next question. Which character in Girlfriend would you like your character to interact with more?
Interact with more. I mean, he interacts with all of them kind of a lot, but I'd say because season 1 was so much, and I mean most of season 2, honestly, just so much about Saki and Minase, I'd say have more spotlight to Shino and Milika.
Ah,
'Cause, like, they're
okay.
there, but, like, they're, asides, essentially, up until it's their arc, per se, whereas Saki and Minase kind of had their arc, for most of I wanna say half of season 2, and then all of season 1 was Saki and Minase arc, so I think they could really put more time focusing on Shino and Milika, because when they were doing their thing toward the end of season 2, it was really interesting and really fun to watch them interact and butt heads and stuff, so I feel like,
Yeah,
them and, them, what they're doing with Naoya, and more screen time would be nice, really nice.
yeah. I understand you. Yeah, because we've been focusing on barely on the other two because we haven't really interacted with more. Like we want to see much more interactions with them. But I guess we just it just shows that maybe we want to see more of them. That we want to see these characters. So we really want to see how they portray in this show. And I guess the payoff is that we get to really see how they pay off, and especially to the one character that Shino, like, oh my god, she has an arc. That's crazy. A crazy arc that I never thought that it just really. Oh wow, it just really brings in like really emotional turmoil about like is this really how Sakisaki is?
Yeah,
Like it's just like is this like does she really like him? Like him? Like
yeah,
she's just second guessing and it's just like she is like someone smart and sometimes second guesses some relationship that is two timing or maybe second guessing herself with her feelings or something like that. Yeah, I really
exactly.
like to talk more about the character, but I don't think I can just make a long discussion about that. I don't think I have the
People
brain
are passionate
capacity to
about
really
Shino.
yeah, I really enjoyed Shino's character, but that's
Yeah,
another time.
Shino grew
Yeah,
on me really fast. Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. If you could give Naya One Piece. Anyway,
It's real.
advice. What would it be?
Think before you speak. That's the biggest advice. Think, should I really say this out loud? Should these inner thoughts be outside of my mouth? Before he talks, because that man just says things and it gets him into so much trouble, either mental, emotional, or physical harm. So
Really?
yeah, now you think before you speak.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If I had to go give that advice to that guy, I would go tell him dude, stop thinking every scenario is just something that will improve. Like, I mean, I understand you, but let's see. If I had to go give advice to him, he just needs to stop things like taking it too quickly because sometimes he does if he doesn't analyze it, he just thinks it just went by so fast. Like how are you supposed to process this? How are you supposed to just take all in, just going into your mind, you just absorbing that it's like overflowing, like you just have so much things going on in your cup, like you're just overflowing, like you're just leaking out, like you just don't know how to really pick out in the situation how you would feel about this. Like this guy is just like dumping all that, like it says it's like an overflowing coffee or something like that. Like it's just steaming but overflowing, and it gets hot when it gets down to you. Like it just brings in just it's just really difficult to really process in that situation.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Process it before
yeah,
you do it.
yeah. Let's see. I might have some notes and questions I might have in my phone. Let's see. Okay. It's like just it's insane. Okay, I'm not sure if you were a part of it, but let's see. I keep hearing these words of like Begone Thought, Smash, Chimichangas, Check Your Beanstalk, and Riz. And when I heard these lines for the first time, were they improv or part of the script?
So in season 1, those were definitely all improv, but season 2, we had like a different writer for as the lead writer for that one. So some of them were in the script, but most of them were like improv. Like I put Riz in on my own. I put Riz in, I put the Punisher reference. No, no, no. Wait. Like a reference in the show. And, like, I put, like, banging a Yui in the show because that was just a really fun thing to say in the time, and I'm like, "This would fit now. Now you would say something goofy like this, sure," and I'd "I'm banging a Yui," while he's running, and it's really great.
Yeah.
So most of
Yeah.
them are
Okay.
improvs, like, we on the spot, we're thinking, "Hey, let me say something different here. Hold on," like, yeah, so that'll be
Yeah.
great. I remember, when we put Riz in the script, the person who was, directing me at the time was like, "I don't know what that is. I'm gonna put a note in there. Kevin says Riz is short for charisma. You let me know if this passes." Yeah.
Man.
Uh,
Yeah, you really had your good time with improvs. Like sometimes you have to read the script, but you just your thought just come up in your head, and you just go along with it. And sometimes the directors do really enjoy your improv and how you really put into it. It's just like one of
mhm,
those takes in movies where like directors just they just like didn't think this through, but the actors just really just bring it on take to really get the scene going. They just don't want to do a different take. They just kept it going as an improv. And I guess right here you just kept the take because you just had something a different idea. And yeah, I really enjoyed that people are just really bringing their own takes of what they bring into what they think about the characters and what they really add into just what they like about them and just having fun. It just shows that even some takes with fun can just really be part with the characters of what charm and is there in the show. And I guess you guys did that. You
yeah.
did that.
Yeah,
Let's
like I said, I tried
see.
to skirt the line with Nalia
Yeah.
to make sure it doesn't go too out of pocket from Nalia. Stays true to his character while still being a fun dub Easter egg that we have in there.
Yeah. Last question. How do you think Naya would react to meeting his voice actor in real life? And what would you say to him? Your life is a lie.
I think now they'd be like, just like me for real, for real. Oh my god! And I'll be like, no, no, we're not. Well, maybe no. Yeah, because again, I think now, yeah, as goofy as he is, he's got like they made him with a heart of gold, and he's just somebody who can't say no to other people. So I think I would get along with Nalia very well. I think we'd have a jolly old time gaming.
Mhm. Gaming. Yeah, that'll be
Gaming.
it. Just like it's just one of those like say like characters in real life kind of thing. They just interact and keep second guessing it, like wait, why do you sound like me? Oh my god. Like and you just question, and they might just question their whole existence or something like that. Like how are you supposed to answer with that?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. Yeah, it's crazy.
I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
You get it. 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 Hmm. It feels like the chat hasn't been active because I guess they just don't know how to bring questions, but it's fine. I'll just bring in a different question. Like maybe we've been talking. Oh wait, never mind. We have one.
Mhm.
Who is the best girl in the show? Kevin.
I'm getting in trouble for this, but Milika.
Are you sure about that?
It's really close. It's super close, and I say marginally. They're all so good, but I'd like in the tier list, it's like it's Milika, the Saki and Minaser are like neck and neck. I can't really put one above the other. They're
Hmm.
like neck and neck, and then Shino. Not saying that Shino is bad, but it's so close. It's so close all the way through. But Milika is just the most insane one, and it's all of her scenes are just so funny. So yeah, Milika is my favorite.
Yeah. 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 I can see that because she is like one of those. she's like a version. She's like a female version of Beast Boy or something like that. But
She's
instead of the
real goofy.
transformation, she just tries to transform someone else. Like
Pokemon
become
bone hands.
become my boyfriend and don't be a two-timing or something like that. Yeah, she
She's
tried to
determined.
transform.
It's relatable. Character's really good. She's super goofy. She's super determined, and like they show how she works really hard on all the stuff that she does, and not hard at all on the stuff she doesn't want to do.
Yeah, and
So that's
sometimes
relatable.
yeah, sometimes she gets a little bit too far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I have a good question. How do you feel about the character of Saki Saki?
Saki's so great. They played off her character really well. She grew as the series goes. I like how they have like the little running gag going throughout season 1 and season 2 where it's like, is this Naoya's harem of girls or is this really Saki's harem of girls because she's actually bi? It's like
Yeah, she's fine. Like, what the hell? Like
and the joke just gets harder as it goes.
yeah, like when like oh boy, like when like Saki Saki thought she might have a thing for her, like, but I guess she didn't
Yeah.
prepare for that. It was on her boyfriend. Like, what? Like she
What?
didn't really process much of that. Like very like she's just like so much things going on in her mind.
I think the Saki Bai running gag is honestly the best running gag in the entire series because it's just every time it comes up, I just laugh a lot.
Yeah, and like they're still gonna keep it in and there's I think there's gonna be more in the manga still.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, speaking of manga, Dexter is bringing another message of saying, "Hey Kevin, quick question: Did you check out the manga first to get into the character before I seen?"
Uh,
Mm,
No, usually not for manga. I'll usually read the mangas for stuff that I'm like the lead character in, but sometimes you just can't really get a hold on the manga. I think when we started dubbing Girlfriend, it might have been
yeah,
before the manga was like readily available in the States to with the official translation. So I watched the
yeah,
subs before it came out, so I had a good enough, interpretation from that. But then as we went on, then toward the middle of season 1, I started reading the manga because I'm like, I want to know what happens and, so it's not something that I always do, but something if I really like a character, I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna read the manga too now. I wanna continue experiencing this character."
yeah, yeah. Because you did say that you didn't have time to really audition the character. You just get into it. You
Yeah.
just had to, you know,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
there was
You
yeah, I didn't even have to audition, I just got drafted, like, "Hey, you wanna do this thing? Cool. When are you available? Now? Okay, cool, let's go." And that was just it.
yeah, you just what voice? You just have to think of a different voice. At least bring in your best portrayal of what you bring in to the character of Naoya.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that happens
I
a
really
lot.
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it goes a lot
yeah,
with a lot of stuff.
yeah. Let's see what else. Uh, let's bring in a like a let's say what do people like they call it, like a hot take or something, like a random question. Like I
Mhm.
guess like like get off topic, like
Okay.
what we used to in Girlfriend. How did you land into the role of Zeus in One
Oh,
Piece?
that one is also another random one. Yeah, so we were doing a lot of like extra work on One Piece at the time. Me and my roommates were all recording again remotely from home, so most of my stuff was in this booth or our other booth, which is bigger for 4 people, so we can group record. But yeah, the director at the time, Anthony Bowling, just pulled me in. He did ask like, "Hey, are there any characters we want to audition for One Piece?" And I gave a couple. But they were already taken. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know what characters are left for me. And then he brought me in the booth and he's just like, hey, I have you some extras here. I'm like, cool, cool, cool. And then you know what? We'll put you on Zeus. And I'm like, Zeus, like God, what's going on here? And then I see a little cloud. I'm like, oh, it's a little cloud buddy. All right, sure, whatever. And I heard him in the Japanese, and I'm just like, oh, that guy has like a really like, kind of old man voice. And old man voices aren't really my forte. But he's goofy looking. So let me do something else. So I like channeled one of my old high school classmates. His name was Bernardo, and I really just loved the way he laughed. He's kind of had like a little he kind of laugh that he did, which is funny because he didn't talk like that, but his laugh was like that. So I just kind of channeled him and like, how would it sound like if he was doing that? So then I went with the yes, Momo kind of stuff, kind of voice, and And then I really liked it, and we just went with it. And I was like, all right, well, I did that little extra character, whatever. And then I went upstairs and was talking to my roommate at the time, Ben Balmaceda, and I'm like, yeah, so I'm some little cloud guy named Zeus. And then Ben, who reads the One Piece manga, he's like, you what? And I'm like, wait, was that important? He's like, he's basically a straw hat now. And I'm like, huh? So that was that was a crazy time.
Yeah, I could tell that you had a fun time with your portrayal as Zeus. It's really
Yeah,
crazy,
I love Zeus.
and you're glad that he's like joining with the Strats now, like
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah.
like instead of being a slave or some kind of tool,
Yeah,
he
homie.
is he's a I was
No,
about
I'm
to
his
say
partner
homie
now.
for a second. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I was about to say homie for a second. Like, wait, why would I say that?
formally.
Oh yeah, yeah, but they're partners now. That's really cool. And you're excited to just voice more on Zeus, like into
Oh
the
yeah.
end going.
Zeus's sessions are always super fun, super great, and yeah, I look forward to him. Voicing the stuff in Wano was just really great. All the yelling, crying, all the stuff with Zeus is great, and I look forward to doing more for him.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, it was a really fun time with you, Kevin, and I really hope next time we'll maybe bring you back for when you take on the dub of season 3 in the future. It may take a while, but it will be worth it to see what things have changed.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So, everyone, if you want me to continue more on these panels, I thank you for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel and give much more support. And I'll be sure to get the time I have in the summer with the anime channel as best as I can. But for now, thank you all for the support. And even though not a lot of people have showed up, but I'm glad that some of you have did. And I really hope that I'll do more of these panels soon. And I'll figure something out to really get this channel up and running. But for now, I just need to take things, easy so I can get myself into motivated into this channel. I still want to make this work. I still want to make this separate with the anime content and other content I have on my main channel. But for now, I'll take things easy and don't feel out of steam. So anyway, thank you, Kevin. Thank you,
Yeah,
anyone
no problem.
previous voice actors who have joined. Thank you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye and see you later.